everyone, I'm Cassie, and today I'll be showing you how to make scrambled eggs for my how-to video. Okay, so first I'm going to start off with all the ingredients you'll need and all the other things you'll need. So first off, you just want to have your pan. It doesn't really matter what type of pan. It doesn't have to be non-stick or anything, but it's preferred if you want like an easier process. And yeah, so first you're going to need a bowl to mix your eggs in, and of course your eggs. That just shows the Meyer brand. And then you're going to need a spatula to stir your eggs. And this isn't required, these two things aren't required, but this is just how I do eggs. I put a dollop of sour cream in them, so if you want to put that in there, it's also pretty good. And then Mexican cheese is another ingredient, optional ingredient you can use. And then of course, salt and pepper are optional as well. Then you're going to need a plate to serve them on. And then just a spoon and a fork so you can stir them and put everything in. Alright, so we're going to start, and I've already preheated my pan so it's not taking too long for the video. So for my heat settings, I have it on about 4.5 or medium on most stoves. You just want to let that sit, and like when the pan starts to like kind of creak, that's when you'll know it's like starting to warm up. Okay, so now I'm just going to start making the eggs. So first you're going to take your egg, or your eggs, I'm just using one for the purpose of the video, and you're just going to crack it on the counter lightly. And then put the yolk in the bowl. And then I'm just going to discard the eggshell on this paper towel right here. And then I'm just doing one egg, so. And then I'm going to add my sour cream. And you're just going to take a spoonful of that. Sometimes the sour cream is like a little liquidy, so make sure you stir that up so it's nice and formed. Then I'm just going to take about this much and whip that in there, if I can. Okay. And then you're going to take your fork and you're just going to beat the egg and try to mix the sour cream in as much as possible, but it's not all going to mix in because sour cream doesn't really dissolve exactly. So just keep stirring that for about 45 seconds to a minute or two. There's not really an exact thing, it just depends on your preference really. So once you think they're pretty good for your liking, should look something like this. And then I'm just going to pour this into the pan. And there's the sizzling. Just try to get your extra contents out. And then we're just going to put this in the sink over here, just to clean up the process. Alright, so once the eggs start to like form, just like stir them around a little bit. They'll still be like a little liquidy at first. And then once they're still liquidy and not forming yet, that's when you want to put your Mexican cheese in, if you choose to use Mexican cheese. I just put this in for seasoning or flavor. So, I just take about this much, however much you like honestly. Then just sprinkle that evenly. And then you're just going to want to keep stirring these around. And if you think they're cooking too fast, you can turn down the heat a little bit. But once they start to become like less soggy, that's when, or less liquidy, that's when you know they're getting close to being done. Also, it'll start to stick to the bottom of the pan. So that's another thing you can look out for. And other alternatives that I would say for sour cream, I've tried to use milk, like just pour, I don't really measure when I cook, honestly. So when you, if you were to use milk, it would make them a little like liquidy, but if that's what you like, then go ahead with that. But that's not a preference of mine, so I just use sour cream to give them a little more fluffiness. Alright, and then once they start to brown and they start to have a shape to them, that's when you want to keep them on there a little longer, so they're browning, and however long you really like, honestly. Okay, and then now we're going to turn the heat off, and then we're just going to take our plate, whatever kind of plate really, doesn't really matter, and you're just going to use your spatula to take them off there. Going to plop them on here, and it all should be mixed pretty well together with the Mexican cheese and everything like that. Sometimes it's hard to get out the pan. Okay. you want, you can just put salt and pepper on them. So I just do like a light shake. I like pepper, so I'm going to put a lot on them. Alright, and then for your cleanup process, the best way to get the leftover contents of the egg out of the pan is just like scoop them up and then soak it in hot water for about 5 minutes with soap. And then for your eggshells, when you're getting rid of your eggshell, you don't want to put them down your garbage disposal because that can like seriously mess up your plumbing system. So I always recommend putting them in the trash. And then you just want to put all your contents back in the fridge or wherever you got them from. And that's it. And this is how you make scrambled eggs. Hope you enjoyed.